we could never think that this kind of thing going to happen, that we are going to stop, that the world is going to stop, to pause at least, the big economy thing. And the way that I see it through my lenses is that it's a global Shabbat. Because Shabbat, Sabbath, in our tradition, is a time for stop. A time to stop doing and to immerse in the being. And to really breathe. And that's the seventh out of 6. So there's like 6 days of creation. In the biblical creation story, there's the 6 days of creation, and the last day, the 7th, is the day of Shabbat, the day that the Creator said, it's all good. And in Kabbalistic tradition, the 7th is a fractal of 7. So there's like the 7th day of the week, there's the 7th year, which is called Shemitah, which the farmers are called not to cultivate the fields, but actually to let it wild. And then there's the 7 times 7th, which is the Jubilee, the Yovel, where all the, in biblical law, all the debts are being cancelled. It says everything goes back to its source. Even if you sold your land or whatever, it's like things are going back to their core. And there is a great redemption. The Jubilee is time of redemption. If someone is a slave, there is redemption from slavery. And now this is also in Kabbalistic scale, they look at it as like, bigger scales of 7,000 years also, and 7 universes, 7 cycles of universe, one after the other, that are coming. So without going specifically to calculation, just the energy that the world is going into now is an energy of Shabbat. And Shabbat is connected to Saturn as a star in the Kabbalistic astrology. It's Shabbat, in Hebrew it's Shabbat, and Shabtai is the planet of Saturn, or Saturday, Saturn, which again in Kabbalistic perspective, Saturn has to do with karma, and if not dealt well, it's also bringing to depression and undoing from a place of like, I'm not able to do anything because I'm too depressed, because all my karma is getting over me and things are collapsing. So the idea of Shabbat in Kabbalistic perspective is like, let's come forth with this from ourselves, from a place of like, let's rest. Let's go in and rest and stop doing. And instead of just karma pushing us down and collapsing us to not doing from a place of like, we're sick, which is kind of where we are at now. The collective karma of Earth maybe is kind of saying like, enough. That's just enough, humanity. Just step down and relax. So I'm kind of, in amazement from what's going on. And for me, it's important also to remember that Shabbat is not a day of destruction, even though it might be with the effect of Saturn and all that, but it's actually a day of love. Shabbat is a day of love. It's a day of pleasure. It's a day of celebration. It's actually celebrating all that have been done until now. It's like stopping and saying, maybe it's actually enough. And it might be a good idea for our, whole industry, and kind of to take this at least as a question, maybe it's enough. Maybe there is a line that says, enough, let's rest, let's enjoy what's there. Let's connect with the people that are close to us. Let's satisfy the heart with what the heart is yearning for, which is peace, coming to our inner peace. So let's have this, none of us knows what's going to happen on the global field, definitely not me, but I know one thing, that love is the most important thing. And love is a moment by moment awareness of like what's the core of my being wants, what's the more than me, the more than the I that is worried for my own bank account and my own health. What's the bigger picture and what's the depth of my heart knows that I need to be now. It's not even be doing now, it's like how to be now, how to be in love.